Good morning from Arizona. I'm Alene. I'm a jewelry designer, and today we're going to talk about amethyst, which is one of my all-time favorite gemstones. The purple that you see here has a lot of history to it, so we're going to talk about that a little bit. First of all, if you were born in February, amethyst is your birthstone, so cool. You get to have gifts all the time made of amethyst. First of all, I wanted to tell you how it got its name. It came from a Greek word amethystos, and that actually means not drunk or sober, depending on how you want to term it. So the ancient Greeks believed that if you had a cup that was actually made of amethyst, you could pour your wine in there and drink it and you wouldn't get drunk. Gee, I wish that worked. That would be great. Doesn't work today though, unfortunately. Amethyst is actually a quartz, and that means it has a good hardness to it. It's actually a hardness of 7, and on the scale of 1 to 10, basically, 7 is pretty good. 10 is a diamond. That's the hardest stone available, but 7 means it's not going to crack or do anything with wear. So that means you can put it in a ring. You can put it in some other things with, and of course with care, you're not going to damage it. So that's kind of neat. Now the other thing about amethyst, when we get back to some of ancient times, is the color purple. Purple itself was revered and only used primarily by royalty. You know, you can picture the purple robes that some of them wore. And the reason for that was there was a snail, I think it's the Murex sea snail, that had that purple in it. And that was what they used to make the dye. And you needed thousands and thousands of sea snails, literally, to do one of those robes. So the normal people, the poor people, the whatever, the peasants, could not afford anything that was made out of purple. So it became the color of royalty. And amethyst, in turn, became a color of royalty and a stone of royalty. The ancient times, bishops, when they had attained that status of becoming a bishop, they were given an amethyst ring with a diamond cut to it, and I'll show you the difference in the faceting here in a second. And that amethyst ring, even today, if it's a high quality amethyst, it's called a bishop's cut. So that has, I guess, spanned the ages and used that. We find amethyst today primarily in Uruguay, which is where I get a lot of mine, and of course Brazil. There are several mines in the United States as well. So it's kind of everywhere. And in ancient times, it wasn't as prevalent. They hadn't discovered it in South America, for example. And so that helped make it even more precious, let's say. Now I'm going to show you a couple of different ways that amethyst can be cut and the difference in the quality. So I'm going to move this down just a little so you can see. Here we go. Okay, the first way it can be cut is in what we call a cabochon, and you can see this easily here. A cabochon basically has a flat back to it, and the flat back allows us to put it into some kind of, well, like this. It allows us to put it in some kind of a form that I can make into jewelry. And you'll see all kinds of quality there. This is a higher quality one, and you can tell because of the richness of the purple. That's what makes the difference. The geode is what you see here, and it's also the same that's on this cuff that I made here. It is basically, you'll see this in a lot of decorative, bigger pieces, decorative pieces as well with the cuts. Now here you do have to be a little more careful on how you take care of it, and I'm going to do a whole video on geodes, so we'll talk about that later. The other is the faceted cut, and faceted basically means, I guess you could even call it diamond cut. They're just making all the little cuts around there. Let's see if I can show you. This is a little better piece maybe to see. I'll put them in my hands. But you can see how they sparkle. So the faceting makes a huge difference in the quality. Now, back to quality. I wanted to show you, for example, these 3 pieces, because even though these are faceted and cut and beautiful, they are muddied. If you can kind of see how that's the purple is not as rich and beautiful. It's just there's some mud in this one, kind of gray. You can see it really well there now, I think, the little gray. And so while this is even faceted, this would not be considered a high quality amethyst. And the higher qualities are going to be the AA and the even AAA. This is, geez, I don't even know, it's probably a B. But this isn't something that I would use necessarily in my jewelry. So I wanted to give you just that little overview about amethyst. The other thing that is said about it is that when you wear it, it's supposed to control evil thoughts. Cool, huh? I like that too. Hope you've enjoyed this. I will have a place where you can sign up here to subscribe. You can also like this video. That helps a lot. It lets me know which ones to kind of move forward with. And then also over here, there will be some other gemstone videos that you could watch. So thanks again. Bye.